Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of the Tiny Brains podcast. We're going to do a weekly podcast where we're going to be talking about the biggest five topics, the biggest five news events that have happened in the XR industry from the previous 5 days. I'm Kevin Joyce. I'm the founder of Tiny Brains. And with me, I have Peter Graham, who is, what's your job title? Brigadier of Brains?
Brigadier of Brains.
Brigadier of Brains, because he has such a big brain himself. Um, so we're going to dive straight in. The first subject we want to talk about is the Vario XR4. Pete, tell us what this is about.
Well, this was a big announcement last week from Varo with their next generation mixed reality headsets coming in three different varieties, starting with the base Varo XR4, and then you have a Pro version, and then you also have a more focused enterprise version as well, which will be like at the top end of the tier. And this is purely rather than Varo in the past doing a VR headset and mixed reality headsets like they did with the VR1 and the XR3. It now seems to be they're just doing the XR4, which will be an all-encompassing headset for both consumers and for enterprise use cases.
So this is obviously a top tier headset. You know, it's Vario has been famed for the clarity of their visuals and so on. I'm assuming that from what I've seen of the X4 so far, it's going to continue down that trend.
Oh, most certainly, most certainly. It's going to be an elite tier headset. You're looking starting prices are sort of 5,000 £5,000 upwards. I'd have to double check that price actually now.
Yeah, I think you're about right.
But it will go. The enterprise headset will go all the way up to sort of like 13,000 for the top end. But what they are doing for the first time is the consumer side. They are going to be making as well as close as you would want to call it more of a prosumer model. But that is still going to be sort of 3,000 as far as I'm aware.
But wasn't that? I mean, give me. I'm not 100% on Varo's naming system, but wasn't that they had a Cosmo or something? No, that's the
They had
Vive
the
one.
Varo Aero, which was
Aero, that's it. Yeah.
which is a Steam VR based VR headset. And
Mm.
yes, that was their sort of very first incarnation of a consumer model.
But they're
Uh,
not doing another Aero. There's no
they're not
Aero.
doing another. They've not announced another Aero. What they've announced is just the XR4, so mixed reality headsets, which is why it sounds like they're going to be covering all bases with the one headset. And it will feature some new additions that Varo hasn't included in the past, including inside-out tracking. So you will be able to actually just plug it into a PC and then have inside-out tracking rather than the Steam VR base stations needed in previous models.
But I know the Aero was quite popular, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people disappointed that there's no Aero 2 coming.
Well, as far as we're aware, yes, there's no Aero 2 coming. It was all focused on this because they're competing now with a lot more mixed reality headsets. We know the Apple Vision Pro is coming out next year, and it's undoubtedly going to be competing against that. It's more expensive than the Apple, so they're definitely looking to take them head on. But we'll have to see how things like the ecosystems will work, and Apple's very much famed for its solid ecosystem. So it might be a tough sell for people wanting a very high end mixed reality headset, whether they're going to go for a Varo or whether they would go for an Apple unit.
I think you're right. I think it's going to depend on the ecosystem. If you're running a company, an enterprise that is predominantly Apple, then the Vision Pro looks like the easiest alternative. Whereas if you're based on Windows systems, maybe Vario is the one you would go for.
Exactly that.
Okay, so moving on, the new Vive Tracker puck.
Yeah,
I quite
Vive,
like this. You dive in.
Vive back once again, aren't they? With another tracker. Vive love their accessories. They've done the trackers, they've done the face trackers, and so this is the new Elite isn't it? Elite Tracker, or I assume their Ultimate Tracker, where it's got inside out tracking. It's got two cameras on either side, so you can strap it to your waist and it'll do all the tracking. You don't need, again, the Steam VR base stations like a lot of them have used in the past. So it will do it all in one. So that's essentially all you need.
Thing I like about this more than anything, right? So I've seen it. It's a it does do, or at least it appears to do what they say it can do, which is great. But it's the price point. I really like that price point.
You like the price point, are you?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
120, right?
Well, they're doing an introductory deal where you get three of the trackers and the dongle and everything for £100 off. So you're looking at £499 for the kit rather than £599. So
Right.
the recommended kit is a tracker for your waist and two trackers for your feet, one each, and that would normally cost you £600. But they're doing a current introductory rate for 500.
I'm sure I saw it at 120 somewhere. I could be wrong. Feel free to let us know in the comments if I'm completely wrong. But yeah, I was thinking at 120, considering the originals launched at 100 and it's at 120, for given the years of inflation that we've had, which is obviously quite extensive, and also the fact that, as you say, they're now camera-based inside-out trackers. I was thinking, well, that's a pretty nice price point. But even if they're 200 a pop, it's not the end of the world, right? It's not
At
terrible.
at the moment, though, I think they're only compatible with the XR Elite. I don't know if they're compatible with anything else. I've only seen them compatible with the XR Elite. So you're looking at, for a full tracking system, £2,000. So XR Elite's like 1,400, and then another, like I say, 500-600 for the kit, the full kit. You're looking close to 2K to get a full
I
tracking
can't see them
system.
keeping that limitation though. I can't see Vive saying you can't use our trackers with anyone else's headset. They
Oh
didn't the
no,
first
no.
time around.
Yeah. Vive has always been an agnostic company, hasn't it? From all the way back to Viveport, uh through to all the current generation devices. It's always been an agnostic sort of manufacturer. They've always wanted to be as inclusive as impossible, and to get their products to as many people as possible, whether it's an accessory or, you know, software, whatever else. So I would firmly believe that, if it's XR Elite focused at the moment, it maybe wouldn't be in the future, and would then expand to more Steam sort of headsets more than in the future.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement on this one.
Mm,
It's a great piece of kit. It looks like it's going to do a decent job, but let's open up that ecosystem.
exactly.
Okay, so next up, the Elite battery. Tell me what this one is about, Pete.
Oh, meta. Um, So, well, we all remember famously when they launched the Quest 2, they brought out this lovely Elite battery pack, and well, a high percentage of customers were finding the straps were snapping, and the build quality was really poor. This time around, for the new Elite battery strap for Quest 3, it's not the straps that are the issue. It's the actual battery. It's not connecting. People aren't able to charge it. Meta have now confirmed, they've officially confirmed that it's a software issue inside the battery. That it's not talking to the device basically. The only problem with that is, yes, it might be a software issue, but it's not a remote solvable problem. It has to be done inside the factory. So if you bought one, you have to individually contact Meta, and once they've sorted out the problem, built some more in the factory, they'll then be able to ship you it. But they're not doing they're not doing a worldwide recall or anything. It's like, if you've got an issue, you have to contact them directly, and then you'll get a working battery pack after you've spent, well, however much money you've bought your nice Quest 3, and you've spent another few hundred quid on accessories. Yeah, you've now got to send it back and get a working one, which,
Oh, this seems to me as just a simple case of oversight, which happens a lot at Meta, right? I'm sure you remember the issue where their certificates ran out and expired, and everyone lost access to Quest software for a day or two. This
Yeah.
is, you know, there just seems to be as much as the VR or XR industry has a love-hate relationship with Meta, right? There's no denying that. Love the hardware and what they've done for XR, but at the same time, there's so many issues with the way they go about things, and this just seems to be the last of them. It's just organization, just a huge oversight that could have easily been rectified. Maybe they didn't want to, maybe they just rush out the door, but why? I mean, why would they rush out an accessory like that?
It does feel like they just rushed it out, and you would have thought they'd have learnt from past mistakes, and solved it and gone, right, okay, the Q&A, gone through it. Oh, okay, we've developed an issue here, and rectified it way before the Quest 3 launched, but they haven't. And now they've got the whole uh, repetition again of another issue, and they build great headsets, but their accessories seem to be woeful out the door. But they know people are going to buy them. This is the problem: is that you get the flimsy soft strap with the headset, and it's fine for first few hours as you're getting used to the headset. But then you go, well, actually, I need something far more comfortable, far more friendly for longer VR sessions. And so you're going to look at a third, either a first party or a third party strap. Naturally, you're going to go straight to theirs because you think branded first party, yep, brilliant. And then no, it's shocking. So then
Maybe that's the line though. They realize that the people who are going to buy, I mean, it's called the elite head strap, right? People that are going to buy it are the people that are going to spend hours in VR and will buy this product anyway. Whereas the more casual audience that are happy with the soft strap, they're not going to invest in this, and the news isn't going to spread that far. It's not going to be like everyone is suddenly aware that Meta are putting out 40 products. It's just going to be the community, the core community, who would buy this product anyway.
I think there'd be a further split in that you're going to get the sort of the base users of Quest 3 that will buy a Meta product, but then you'll get the core users, as you say, or well, I'd say the more hardcore sort of community. They'll buy the third party heads straps. Whether from there are a couple of different companies out there that sell third party straps, but they'll usually have additional batteries on them. They'll usually be magnetic, so they can buy extra batteries and hot swap them as well. So I think the core community probably won't even touch Meta accessories now, apart from the odd one here or there.
When it's burned.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, gonna speed this up a bit. We got the Steam link. Now I love this. Dive in, Pete.
Steam Link, yeah. Well, it's been a long while coming, and it was a bit of a shock. Well, no, not a shock. It was a surprise. It was a nice surprise, wasn't it? That users for years have been using Quest Link. I was about to say Oculus Link, but Quest Link, or Virtual Desktop as well. And so now you've got a third contender to stream from your PC to your headset. Steam Link. I've not. I will be. Will be
Well,
honest.
just to clarify this, in case anyone here hasn't actually used it yet, this is a Valve in-house first-party piece of software that has now launched on the Meta Store, which is
Huge.
yeah, it's a really big deal.
Yeah.
And it's better than Meta's solution. So
Well, yeah. It's getting rave feedback from it. It's free. It comes after Steam 2.0. Steam VR 2.0 finally arrived a month or so ago, and now we've got Steam Link. So really good for Steam users if you're wanting to wirelessly stream to your any of your Meta headsets. It's a great another option. The Quest Link has been is a bit temperamental at points. I think a lot of users have found that out, which is why a big sort of contingent use Virtual Desktop as well, and that still has a place. That still has lots of features that the other two don't. But if you're looking for a quick and easy, a quick solution that's free, then I think a lot of people will start moving over to Steam Link.
Yeah, I can see it becoming the predominant way of streaming
Mm,
to headsets,
exactly.
especially because now it's there. Who's to say Meta's going to bother continuing with their branch? They're definitely moving away from PC VR. They've been showing those signs for years.
Yeah,
So let Valve handle it.
exactly.
Okay, last one for us. This is one for specifically for all the British people watching this, and I know Pete, you're a big fan of this. Taskmaster VR.
Yeah, I would give out a big whoop for this one because I'm a big fan of the show, and also Greg Davis and Alex Horn, who front it as the two hosts. Obviously, Mr. Davis as the Taskmaster himself, and Mr. Alex Horn as his long-suffering co-host. So yes, you're going to be able to jump into the official Taskmaster house, that lovely little quaint cottage with various kitchens and other rooms where you can perform different tasks. They've announced that there's going to be they're not trying to replicate some of the tasks that the previous shows have done, but you're going to have lots of interactive features. There's going to be lots of things to do, and you can actually explore the house, you can explore the garden. But I think for a lot of uh, Taskmaster fans, the big hit will be the fact that it's officially voiced. You're going to get Davis and Horn fronting their characters. They are now virtual characters. So that's the highlight of their careers, yeah. Who doesn't want to be digitally recreated into VR, and now they can't get any higher.
So I've never actually seen the show. It's never appealed to me in the slightest, but I am a fan of Greg Davis. So yeah, I'll give it a try when it comes out. I'm sure Pete will beat me into submission until I do.
Well,
No.
yeah, it's kind of popular because it's been on for 16 seasons. So, and it's had a few specials as well.
Really?
Yeah. So it's been on for a little while. And there's been they're usually comedians that are guests, but they've had guests from all over the world. Lots of international comedians have been on there for the show. So yeah,
Okay.
it's
Maybe
it's
I'll check it out
it's
sometime.
kind of
But I
it's
will
kind of a
check it
little
out when it
popular.
comes out.
If you like Davis's humor, then you'll probably like the game as well. If it runs all right, we don't know if it looks all right in the trailers and what we've seen so far, but we'll have to wait and see because this is from a fresh studio. So this is going to be their first game, which they're going to release next year.
And the name of the studio is?
And the name of the studio is I don't remember.
Of
It's oh no, sorry, I do remember. It's Scallywag Arcade.
course. Bunch of scallywags.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's it. That's our 5 stories from the previous week. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe and all that YouTube jazz. And yeah, we'll see you next week.